Good morning, Manus. Yeah, it's the U.S. vaccine story is really on a tear right now. What they're hoping to do is 90% of Americans can be eligible to get that vaccine in about 3 weeks' time. And then the other part of that 90 for 90 is that 90% of the country will live 5 miles from a place and give vaccinations. Now, a lot of this has to come down to the fact that they are really ramping up the fact that pharmacies can get access to vaccinations. So that's like your local Walgreens or local Boots. You can just walk into a pharmacy, of course, make an appointment, and you can get a vaccination. So really on a tear, especially look into my home city, New York. As of today, if you're waking up in New York and you are 30 years old or older, you can get a vaccination. And then beginning April 6th, all residents above the age of 16. I like to think of New York City because it's a financial hub. So when you look at the financial hubs around the world, London and New York City are doing very well. And I think Goldman actually is trying to get their interns back into the office this summer. So for New York, it is certainly a big deal for the financial world.
Then in terms of what the CDC is warning about, because they are raising the flag around the potential of a new wave, the risk of complacency, what are the numbers telling us there?
I think the worry with this pandemic, and that includes what is happening today, is even though it is quite optimistic and hopeful about what's going on in the United States, it's been this 2 steps forwards, 1 step back. So the CDC is worried about this potential 4th wave. And what they're really saying is that even though you are getting vaccinated and we are seeing a lot of uptick in vaccination centers and eligibility of who can get vaccinated, and the hope is that we'd have herd immunity of some sort in the United States, they do not want people to stop the restrictions, meaning you have to continuously wear a mask. They want you to social distance, make sure you are following the proper guidelines when you get together in certain groups. And one thing the CDC is seeing is some states lifting restrictions earlier than their guidelines would provide. So like everything, at one hand, it's a glass half full, and the other side, it's a bit of a glass half empty.